Kameha Con recently brings Vic Mignogna back on board as a guest at the convention. A number of voice actors then drop out. And also, a number of people that are not voice actors, that are Reddit moderators, also back out, but nobody's gonna miss them. Why did I even bring them up? Because it's funny. Because it's funny. Let's take a look at Kameha Con's new roster as they bring on more Dragon Ball franchise voice actors, and they have some real good ones that they recently confirmed are going to be making an appearance at the convention. Now, of course, if you are following Kameha Con on Twitter, you already know about this. However, I am making a topic on it because number one, I want to get people informed if they're not following them on Twitter, and number two, I want to support Kameha Con because of this righteous decision that they made, a just decision on good morals. I cannot attend Kameha Con, unfortunately. It's a bit too soon for me to change my plans and make it over there. However, I can talk about it, make a video about it, and try to help them that way, show my support for them that way. So let's now bring up Kameha Con. I do have their Twitter page pulled up here. Okay, so here is where Kameha Con announced that Vic Mignogna would be going back to the convention again. And they made a few statements after that. Let's play catch up really quick. First statement afterwards. Well, that's actually a statement about Vic Mignogna still. We'll skip that one. Basically, just know that they brought him back, made a statement about it. And now let's get these. We will be making multiple announcements today. First and foremost, we are running a fan convention built by fans. Just like Redacted said, the famous quote. It's not for you, it's for the fans, right? Kameha Con also seems to think that's the case. And I gotta say, it's a good thing for a convention to think. It's too bad not all of them thought that way. Under no circumstance has any guest influenced our contracts or negotiations. These contracts are ours to uphold and our responsibility alone. Very good statement there, brief to the point, comments on the criticism, and clarifies a few things. Now they did make a few more statements. Here's the new one. Well, one of the newer ones. We are aware of withdrawals from the convention. Those discussions will be handled professionally and privately. Again, brief to the point and respectful. We ask that you please respect their decision. We still have some amazing guests that will be announced that are all excited to meet you this year. And I do have those guests on the feed. We'll go take a look at them. And then we'll take a look at some of their resumes for anyone who's not so familiar with what these guests are involved with and what they're most well known for. Although obviously it's a Dragon Ball convention, so I'm sure you can assume that they are related to the Dragon Ball franchise in some manner. And another tweet here. Our vast security team is led by and comprised of the fine men and women of Texas law enforcement. We have a zero tolerance policy for harassment, and we take all threats seriously. Anyone who speaks to violate these rules will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That is a tweet that they made in terms of a number of these guests that pulled out under the guise that it was for safety reasons, which makes absolutely no sense, especially Monica Rial, who said that she didn't feel safe at the convention, I'm paraphrasing her words, but she said she didn't feel safe. She had safety concerns at the convention, but she would be looking at having a signing outside of the convention nearby, which makes no sense because as Kameha Con stated here, they are a large convention that is going to have a ton of security. You have literally Texas law enforcement involved there. You have volunteers, you have paid staff, you have the fans that are going to be there and can act as witnesses, and also security in a way. But of course, the real security there is the security that they are paying for and the security provided by the Texas law enforcement, which they also probably have to pay for, but you know what I mean. They have their own security, and they have Texas law enforcement there as well. It's a lot of security they're going to have there. So to go to a different venue, perhaps a cafe or a restaurant or something, with no security unless you bring your own, in which case that's going to be costly, and I doubt you're going to have the Texas law enforcement securing that location like they would the convention. It just makes no sense. Now, continuing on. So here's another tweet. This one's not as relevant. This is more so about the convention itself. Our online maps will soon reflect safe areas to report harassment of any kind. The Kameha Con app will soon be updated to have a quick icon. easily visible to report these cases as well. Please review our policies here. So this is generally what conventions do. They have, I hate to use this term, but safe spaces. And it's for more than that, though. It's also for asking like directions and stuff. It's helpful. I've gone to them to ask for directions before. It's helpful to have those sort of things. So, you know, they're just really trying to paint a picture here that the convention is secure, it's safe, it's going to be a very professional event. And for those of you that don't know, this is, I believe, only the second year that Kameha Con has been around. They only have had one convention before last year, and it went very well. So this has been a huge thing for Kameha Con. Can you guys imagine? You have your convention, your first opening convention. It goes extremely well. You have a number of big names there, and especially for a first convention, that's huge. That's crazy. Very big success. Then the second year rolls by. You have this Vic Mignogna Controversy. Vic Mignogna, someone who is integral to the Dragon Ball franchise. Although, Broly is a fan favorite, but even so, I do feel like saying he's integral to the franchise is a bit of a reach. As much as I love Vic and I love Broly, I don't think I would say he's integral to the franchise. So let me just reword that. You have a fan favorite character like Broly. And then you have a number of these voice actors and actresses who have problems with Vic Mignogna as of, you know, what's been going on. So of course it's going to be a huge problem. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to get rid of none of them? Well, what they ended up doing was getting rid of Vic. But they brought him back. And of course that is a crazy move for them to make. Their second convention ever. Huge success the first time. Now the second con, they have this drama. They have a number of voice actors pulling out. They have some bad press. But let's be clear. Most of the press has been very good. Well, let me put it this way. The media coverage is always very biased. The majority of the media coverage for these sort of things is very SJW leaning. But the press, I shouldn't say the press, but the goodwill of the people on social media has been heavily supporting Kameha Con. For example, if you take a look at the tweet that they made bringing Vic back and you compare the likes on that tweet to the likes that the tweets of the guests that pulled out of the convention got, you can see the support for Vic is by far overwhelming the support that any of the other people have gotten. So they did play their cards pretty well, but it's still unfortunate that they had to have such a thing occur on their second year. But on that note, I also want to give a lot of props to Kameha Con because I honestly didn't think there was any chance that they would bring Vic Mignogna back at all. I'm going to be honest. Because I know Kameha Con does have ties with a lot of these Funimation contracted employees, these voice actors, and these voice actors, of course, are integral to Kameha Con, especially, I would go off on a limb and say even more than any other convention maybe, because their whole convention is centered around Dragon Ball. If you have problems with Dragon Ball voice actors, that's going to be detrimental to your convention. So they were definitely put in a hard spot here, but I do think they're playing their cards right. And now let's take a look at the voice actors that they're bringing on here. So we got Elise Bogman, the voice of Pan from Dragon Ball GT. You got Rick Robertson, the voice of Dabura from Dragon Ball Z. You have Laurie Steele, the voice of young Krillin from, I believe, only Dragon Ball. And then you got Stephanie Meloni from Dragon Ball, Kid Goku. Is she also in GT? I forget if she voiced Kid Goku in GT. And then you also have, of course, Teen Gohan. And oh man, I wish I was going to Kameha Con to meet her. I love her voice for Teen Gohan. It's so good, bro. Like freaking Kameha, like I don't know, Kid Gohan, bro. Like Teen Gohan specifically. Such a freaking badass voice. And oh man, Stephanie's a beast. And then you have another one of my favorites. You got Chuck Hubert here, voice of Android 17, and also the voice of one of my favorite characters of all time from the anime Yu Yu Hakusho. This is the voice of HeroHei himself. So quite a roster that they have brought back. So some VAs pulled out, but I believe it's only about 3 to 4 VAs pulled out, and then you have like a Reddit moderator and some cosplayers nobody's heard of. But you're getting some big names right back in there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more big names, and some of those like Chuck and Stephanie are also fan favorites. I'm not throwing shade at Laurie or Robertson or Elise, but let's be honest, Dabura is not necessarily a fan favorite. Pan, not necessarily a fan favorite. Young Krillin in general, not necessarily a fan favorite, but Kid Goku and Gohan, Android 17, those are fan favorites for a number of people. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Now I also have their IMDb's pulled up just so we can scroll through them briefly and just see kind of other things they worked on. Let's start with Chuck Hubert. So quite a resume this guy has. You can see he was in the Broly movie. He is working on Prince Adventures. Interesting. I forgot about that actually. I gotta hit those guys up. What are this? Not Squares. It's From Soft Entertainment, is it? Fantasy Soft Entertainment. That's what it is. I gotta hit those guys up. Attack on Titan. Boku no Hero Academia. Now, these are not necessarily big roles. I mean, additional voices. Kurogiri is a pretty important villain, though. You have, of course, Android 17 from Dragon Ball. Let's just keep scrolling through this a little bit. Sakura Quest. Wow, it just goes on and on. This guy has quite a resume. Death Battle, Psychopaths, Tokyo Ghoul, Ghost in the Shell, One Piece. Oh, man, I'm just seeing what my eyes can hear. Certain Magical Index, very popular series. Rurouni Kenshin, that's awesome. It's one of my favorite series. And then we scroll all the way down. I mean, he's got freaking Yu Yu Hakusho on here somewhere. One Piece, Baki the Grappler, just a huge roster. Full Metal Alchemist. Oh God, he was Sho Tucker. Oh, suddenly I don't want anything to do with this guy. Tucker is like the worst anime character ever. Oh, I forgot that he voiced Sho Tucker, dude. Oh my God. Well, that certainly sucks. But listen, I'm not going to hold it against him. But I forgot about that. There you go. Hiei, Yu Yu Hakusho. Love Hiei, dude. Hiei is freaking amazing. Amazing. So, well, let's go take a look at Stephanie Nedlani now. So we got OK, KO. What is that? OK, Is that like K-On or something? I don't know. Dragon Ball. Let's see what else. Blue Gender. Look at that. Lupin the Third. Some more Dragon Ball credits. She also worked on Yu Yu Hakusho. That is dope. I did not realize. And Lori Steele. Let's take a look at some of her credits here. Ooh, I thought that said Baku Monogatari or something, however you pronounce it. I was wrong, though. That's not what it said. I'm not too familiar. Oh my God, she was in Darker Than Black. What? I forget who Etsuko was, though. Etsuko. Oh, man. That does sound familiar. That had to have been a very temporary character. Oh, I forget who Etsuko was. I'm gonna have to look that up on my own time. Oh, man. I gotta know who she played in Darker Than Black. Dragon Ball credits, One Piece, Fruits Basket, and Yu Yu Hakusho, dude. Whoa, a lot of these people worked on Yu Yu Hakusho together. That's so sick. What about Rick Robertson? Let's see about him. Oh, well, I forgot. It does kind of say like what they're most known for up top. Let's just see that really quick. So Lori Steele, okay, Dragon Ball, Eon Flux, Stephanie Deloney, Dragon Ball, Chuck Huber, Dragon Ball, Arbor Day the Musical. There should be Yu Yu Hakusho. I think he's very well known for Hiei. That should be up there too, in my opinion. Oh well. Rick Robertson. Dragon Ball. What else we got? Blue Gender. Okay. And Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, we got that already. I didn't notice the Blue Gender, though. And now we're on Elise Bogman. Well known for roles in Dragon Ball, of course. Let's see what else we can catch on here real quick. Rurouni Kenshin again. So a lot of these VAs have worked on similar things together. This is so cool. Was she also involved with Yu Yu Hakusho? Oh my God, she was. She was. That's so crazy. I did not realize, dude. That's 5 out of 5. All 5 of them worked on Yu Yu Hakusho, unless I'm doing the math wrong right now, but I don't think I am. I actually got decent sleep for once. On that note, guys, my mustache is gone, right? And the beard is trimmed up. I'm going to let it grow back. Basically, the mustache was getting so big, it was overpowering the beard. So I had to trim, and I'm going to let the beard catch up a little bit, and then the mustache won't be as overpowering. So that's the plan with that. Just a heads up. Not that anybody asked, but that's what's up there. And that pretty much will do it. Let's wrap this video up. That does it for today's news update. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure you subscribe and have notifications on, and feel free to leave a comment. I check them all. Maybe I'll even get back to you as well. And if you'd like to do a little bit extra to support this channel, consider becoming a sponsor over on Patreon. Link in the description, and I will see you next time.